Hmm. Sandy had just finished this book. Well, I'm gonna write her. Well, hi Sandy. How have you been today? I'm your English classmate.
Oh, hi Juan, I'm doing well. And you? Yeah, I have seen you in class before.
Nice. I'm good too. Well, as you can see, consider I'm a shy person. That's why I don't talk with anyone of the classroom.
Well, I see it. But tell me, Juan, why did you decide to write to me?
Well, that's an interesting question. I've decided to write you here on Instagram because I just saw that you posted in your story that you had finished reading a book. In fact, I was reading the same. That's crazy, girl. Some people had told me it was a good book. Is that true for you?
It is true. A friend of mine recommended me that book to me, and she's quite a book lover, so I bought it and I love it. And that's an amazing coincidence, Juan. Tell me, from your perspective, did you like it?
I agree with you. What a big coincidence. Actually, I think it has been one of the best books I've ever read till now. At first, what you see in the first chapter is not quite interesting because they're describing their characters, but while you're reading, you notice in your mind how that story begins to be more real and you feel like you're living in South Africa or any place in that continent where it was inspired. That's so amazing. What about you? Tell me which was your favorite part of the book.
I totally get what you mean, Juan. King Solomon's mines can be tedious at the beginning, but then when the action starts, it just gets better and you are not capable of stop reading. It gives you a lot of details that your only option is to continue to read. Juan, I'm being serious when I'm telling you that I'm so lazy at reading, but with this one it didn't happen. I will say that my favorite part of the book has to be when Sir Henry Cortés found his little brother and finally they can go back to their homes. I love family reunions. The fact that the older brother literally put his life at risk and traveled for days and even months just to know if his little brother is alive. I think that's a great and genuine brotherhood. What about you, Juan? Which part is your favorite?
Incredible! I agree with you, Sandy. I mean, that part was so sweet, but kinda sad for me. When I was reading the book, I was like, oh no, what will happen then? But well, in my case, I think the best was when Umbopa was taken in the group by Sir Henry Curtis and Captain Good. I mean, in those years, racism used to be quite awful and terrible for dark people. And in fact, they were called slaves. So when I saw this, I literally thought, it is going to be good. I mean, because it was inspired by the 19th century. Then the other part was when they were going to the mountains and they were on the verge of death, but hours later they found an oasis in the desert. That makes me think how incredible nature can be and we are destroying them. Well, in fact, they were my favorite parts. Now, if you could tell someone a summary of any chapter, which would you like to explain?
God, the racism at that time was so horrible and denigrating. Dark time of human history. Now I'm struggling to answer you because to me all the chapters are worthy of explaining to other people. I mean, each one has their own uniqueness and situations that I can talk about for hours and don't have enough of it. But if you really want an answer, I will have to say chapters 9 and 10. In these chapters, our characters met this type of uncivilized land called Cacuanas, under illegitimate and cruel leader just to get to the plot twist that the only surviving servant, Umbopa, it is in reality the rightful king of the Cacuanas, Ignoshi. And this will be a significant theme in the later chapters and to the characters. Maybe if I explain these two chapters to people, I will get new readers of this fascinating book. Therefore, Juan, after you tell me your chapters of choice to explain, may I ask you, who is your favorite character? Could be one of the leads or a secondary character that only appears in a paragraph.
Well, firstly, I'd like to talk about chapter 3. In this part, everything seems to be interesting. The way every character behaves because of the money is so funny. I mean, everyone is able to do whatever you can imagine just if you give them an amount of money. So when you read this chapter, you can see who really loves their job and also who is greedy. Moreover, this chapter grabs you and makes you want to read more and more of the book. On the other hand, my favorite character is Mr. Umbopa. Since he appeared in the story, he always behaved in a good way. He just was trying to go back to his tribu until he got it. And if you read about him, he had good qualities. I really liked him. And what about you? Which was your favorite character, Sandy?
Well, from my point of view and preference, I have to say Captain Good. He can be so funny unconsciously. I don't know if you remember that he decided to not wear the appropriate type of clothes for the expedition, but thankfully his desire and extreme focus on good clothing helped the group to pass off as gods in Cacuana's land. I laughed a lot when he had to stay without his pants and sometimes take off his denture to keep the lie. He is a good person, I mean, who in the right mind goes on a dangerous trip with big chances to die, never coming back, leaving everything in order to help a friend. Yes, he's definitely an excellent person. Or a dumb one. Depends of how do you see it. Juan, I'm so sorry, but I have to go. My mom is calling me. It was great to talk with you. I look forward to seeing you again in class soon. If I read a book like this one again, I will tell you right away. Take care.
Thanks for telling me your recommendations of this book. We agreed on almost everything. I hope you can explain to me more books, Sandy. Have a good day. Bye.